It's a sequel to the spin-off of Civilization that came out on consoles originally. This one is making its debut on iOS. We're here with Jess from 2K, who's going to take us through a build on the iPad.
Thank you. It's great to be here. We're going to start a new game, playing as a random map. Just so you know, there are the same 16 leaders from the first game, as well as 2 additional ones. We have JFK and Churchill, both unlocked after you've completed or won a victory with either Queen Elizabeth or Abraham Lincoln. So just so you know, there's going to be new units, new technologies. There's going to be 2 new leaders, as I mentioned before. There's also going to be real live events that tie into things that are happening in the real world. So you can play miniature events that are updated on a regular basis.
Are we talking about like the current day?
Yeah, they'll happen. They'll tie into real world events. We'll launch them on a regular basis, and then you can play through it, and then we'll keep them updated. Here we are just exploring the new world. As you can see, unlike the top-down style of the Civ Rev 1, you can actually get up close, look around.
Yeah, so it's more like an isometric 2D kind of feel here.
Exactly. The controls are much more intuitive for mobile players. This was built from the ground up, really to cater to that audience.
Unlike the other one, which started off for a different control scheme and then kind of had to get remade.
Exactly. Seeing the new combat.
Right. The turns are a little bit quicker then?
Yeah, so unlike normal Civilization games, it goes by 100 years each turn.
Oh,
so it's a very quick game. You can complete it maybe in an hour or 2 hours. It's perfect for when you're on the bus at home, just looking to kill some time. And you have all the basic fundamentals that you're used to from a Civilization game. So you have access to the Civilopedia. We'll also be adding a store later on where we can offer DLC, some new packs, some new leaders, which will be happening down the line.
Is there any carryover between the first game and the second game in terms of will it unlock anything if you played the first one?
No, there's no carryover, but there will be similar achievements that you're used to from Civ Rev, so they have that in Game Center. And then we have not announced the price point yet, but this is going to be a premium game, so the whole game is downloadable on July 2nd for $14.99.
Okay, can we take a look at some of the new units?
They're later in the game,
okay, you don't
but
have
I can show
unlocked?
you.
Okay.
I can show you them in the Civilopedia.
Sure, let's do that.
So here you have the Civilopedia. We've got it broken down to various units, nations, techs.
So how current, I guess, do the leaders get? Like, is JFK the most modern figure?
He's the most modern figure. Other than him and Churchill, most of them are leaders that were more prominent in the early exploration days, when civilizations were really being founded. So the Stealth Bomber is an example of one of our newest units. We're very excited about this. You can see its history, fun facts, and just information on how it plays. And there's still 4 victories.
Okay.
There's combat victory, technology, cultural, and currency.
And multiplayer works the same way as it did in the last one?
Actually, there will not be multiplayer in this game.
Oh, okay.
We found that it just was not a popular feature, and rather than invest resources in that, we focused on the actual game and improving it.
So you have to wait for the person to take a turn at least.
Yeah.
Oh, William Randolph Hearst, was he in there before?
He's not a he's not. These are all great people that you can unlock.
Oh, okay,
yeah, sorry.
Okay. Yeah. But the leaders are inside this category too. Got it.
So you get all the information about all the great people that appear in the game and their history. So these are your settlers. We'll build a city right here. We'll get them started on building something.
Right. So you're like, as quickly as like a couple of turns, you're already in combat.
You're already in combat. You have access to your city. I'll show you the city screen, where you can start production of more units.
Polakai. Hipwa.
And you've already got like a pretty big chunk of territory.
Yep, you're coming across other leaders. You have to decide whether or not you're going to wage war or be more diplomatic. And turn. So here's the cine screen where we can pick our technologies that we're researching. I'll show you the tech planner. This is the new tech tree. It's a linear progression that we're used to from.
So it seems like even though it's built for speed, you can go deep.
You can go deep, and these are actually great tips to follow if you have a certain victory that you're interested in. So if you want a science victory or a technology victory, these will guide your way. They'll help you progress towards success. And as you come across barbarians and embark in battles against them, you'll get gold. You'll expand on the territory around your land. You'll also get access to certain caravans when you come across peaceful villages, which you can then plant in other cities, and then they will generate gold and resources for you.
So, can you talk a little bit more about the real world stuff? Like, what's the plan for that? Like, let's say something like the unrest in Iraq that's been happening lately. That's something that you guys would create a real world event around?
Yes. So, have you ever played Civ? Here, I'll go back to the main menu.
Sure.
So, have you ever played the scenario generator?
Oh yeah, right.
It's similar to that in the sense that there's a whole scenario laid out for you, and you're literally playing through that event.
Okay, all right.
And so in this game with our scenario generator, it'll be more tied to real world events as opposed to historic events.
Okay. But current day stuff.
Exactly.
Okay.
So like 4th of July, we'll have a 4th of July themed event.